Greetings and welcome back to another episode of Learn About Port Wine. Today we are going to talk about the cellar tours at Caves Ferreira and whether I think it's worth your time, your money, and your interest. And we're going to do that right after the opener. Okay, Caves Ferreira. Ferreira is certainly one of the oldest names in port wine. It is highly respected. They make a portfolio of different offerings that they produce some really good wine. They know a thing or two about making port. They have a great location in Gaia. It's right on the waterfront. It is a little bit further down than what I would call like the main tourist area. They have some pretty good signage that you should be able to see it from, if you're on the waterfront figuring out where you want to go. If you just walk along the waterfront, keep walking, once you get past the main area, you're going to see it. You can't miss it. Very easy to get to. Now, this is a sister property with Sandeman, and they have the same booking system. So if you saw my video on the Sandeman Port Wine Lodge Tour visit, then one, you should, and two, you'll probably remember me talking about this janky calendar system where not all tastings and tours are available on the same days. So what you have to do is you have to go to every single day and see what is offered then. And then if your tour isn't offered, then you have to go the next day and then the next day. I would really like to see both of these places change to a system where you put your availability in and then it shows you like what's available to you. So that out of the way, you've gotten over the janky ass scheduling system and you've got your tickets booked, you show up. This is a very good tour. I definitely recommend this tour. I think it's probably one of the longest distance covered on footways. It's not a crazy amount of walking, but I think it is one of the longer, straight up distance wise. I really like the way they direct you through the areas and ultimately leading you up to their tasting building. So they have a separate building where the tastings take place, and it's situated actually above the cellars. And the tour itself, there's just a lot of history there. Like in the main hall where the tours start, they've got like the original house of, I think it's like the original house of Dona Antónia, or maybe not, I don't know. It's just cool. So, but in that area, they've got the big cement tanks, and then they take you through the rooms with the aging barrels and the vintage libraries. And our tour guide was very knowledgeable, very, very friendly. I think it's a great experience, both on the amount of time, the amount of history. So if you're really into the history of port wine, that's that should definitely be, on your list, just because of the history of the company, and they do go into that, a certain amount, and you can always ask questions. I always recommend bring a list of questions and ask them. So you've heard me say before that if you're going to these places, you might as well opt for the premium tasting, and they have several options. And it is in a separate tasting room. The only reason I don't make this a solid highly recommended choice. This experience was a recommended, like, so close to leaning into the heavily recommended. The premium tasting room, it was better than the main room with all of the people, but it's the same like picnic tables that were in the main tasting room. It was just in a smaller, environment. There is some different, I think they've got some of the azul tiles on the wall, and I think there's several historic paintings in there. What I thought was odd, so there was, 6 of us in this group, whatever, and we were at this tasting table, picnic table, and another, group came into the same room, and they sat at the table next to us, and their tour leader came over and asked us if we could be quiet while she explains the wine. And it's like it wasn't like a frat party. I mean, we were at a wine tasting talking about wine tasting stuff. I just thought it was kind of weird. And then why did they take the table right next to us? There was like 6 tables in there or something. They could have, I don't know. So the premium tasting room is set apart from the main tasting room, but it is not premium. It is smaller in nature, but that's about it. Other than that, if that was different, it would definitely be highly recommended. I think they do offer higher end options that take place in a very special tasting room. Short answer, the Casa Ferreira tour is a great experience. Lots of history, lots of information, and some really good wine at the end. So recommended, leaning towards that highly recommended, but you won't be disappointed. So subscribe, hit the bell thingy, please comment, and see you on a future episode.